All right, once your transcript is looking clean, everything is lining up with what he's saying, let's move on to the next part. So the next thing we're going to do is to add in the Bible verses. So you'll notice that there's parts where he introduces and reads different parts of the Bible. So when that happens, we want to have the verse just pop up on the screen so people can read it. So if you're still in the effects section here, just scroll back to the project, and we're going to take Bible verse box animation, and we're going to bring it in here. Pretty sure that he starts with a verse, so yeah, we're going to bring it in around here. All right, so as soon as he starts talking, we're going to bring it in there. As you can see, it's looking pretty small right now. We want to make it a lot bigger, so select the animation box, and we're just going to increase the size to 238. And we're going to click and drag the position. I'm going to click and drag to the right so that it moves a little bit more out. Let's see how far we can take it. Okay, so we want to have it right on the edge here. There we go. So this is how we want it to look. Now let's play it, see how it looks. The Lord has been mindful. Okay, that works for me. Now that we have that set up, the next thing we want to do is to add the Bible verse. So you can go to text, the text icon here, and we can click up here. And let's also go to captions and graphics so we can see all our font options. So the font we're going to use is Tahoma. So you can type in Tahoma here. And we're going to go Tahoma Bold. And we're going to make it black. All right, so we're going to switch it to 85, the font size. And then let's type in the name of the verse. So it's Psalm 115. And I believe he goes from 12 to 14. So let's type that in there. And let's go back to editing so we can make this slightly bigger because it's really small right now. All right, so let's go back to this selection tool here. And I want to adjust the position. So make sure you're in effect controls and just move it to the left. Now, if you want to see how it looks in full screen, you can hold down control and press the accent mark, which is right next to the number 1, and you can go full screen. So now I can see it a lot better, and I can see that there's a little gap right here. So I'm going to move it a little bit more to the left. A little bit more. Let's go full screen again. I think that looks pretty good. And now we're actually just going to go online, find the verse, copy and paste it, and bring it into here. All right, so my go-to is Bible Gateway, and make sure that it's the New King James Version because that's the one that Pastor Bruce uses. So let's open it up here and just take verses 12 to 14. Copy it. Go back into here. Let's open a new text box right below and let's paste it. First of all, let's highlight this and change the color. So I'm going to go back to captions and graphics. And okay, this is looking super small. So if you want to make this screen bigger right here, just wait for that arrow to show up, click and drag it, click and drag that. Okay, that looks a lot better. Thank God for that. So I'm going to highlight all of this and right down here in appearance, go to fill, double click here, change the color to white. And we're also going to change this from bold to regular. And then we're going to increase the size to 92. Now the next step is to just make it fit into our box here. I can see that, there's a little gap right here. So I'm just going to move it a little bit to the left. There we go. And now let's take this out actually. We don't need that. And now we just want to fit into the box. To do that, I'm just going to move anything that doesn't fit to the line below. So mindful doesn't fit, so I'm going to move it below. And let's bring this backspace. Let's bring it up. Bless us doesn't fit. Enter. Move it below. Make sure there's a space here. Backspace. Space. You get the drift. Okay, great. Now that that's done, let's go back to editing and let's look here. 12 and 13. The Lord has been mindful of us. Okay, so you'll notice that it just pops up. We don't want it to pop up. We kind of want it to fade in the same way that the Bible verse box pops up. So we want to kind of have the words pop up the same way. So what we're going to do is, this is our text box here. So we're going to make sure we select it here. We're going to move all the way to the beginning and go to effects controls and go down to opacity here. And we're going to use something called keyframes. And in order to use keyframes, you're going to click on this stopwatch here and make sure you move it all the way to 0. That's going to make it disappear here. And we're going to move this cursor along. And yeah, let's say at this point we want our text to show up. So we're just going to bring our opacity back to 100 right here. So you can see that at this point right here, no text. At this point, it fades in. So let's watch it. The Lord has been mindful. The Lord has been mindful. There we go. That looks a lot smoother. So I'm also just going to extend this so that it fills the time that he's talking.